Hey, what up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to episode number 97 of the Unknown Games podcast, where we talk about Japanese video games of well, all sorts and sizes. And we also talk about the occasional fast food and our life in Japan. And by our, I mean myself, Adrian, your host, and my co host, Alex,
What's up?
the Game Duck.
Oh yeah, I'm the game duck. What's up?
I still haven't redeemed myself from eating or not eating my 100 nuggets, so I'm still the failure chicken. I was supposed to do that this week or
You're
next
gonna do
week.
that?
I should.
Is the nugget deal still going on? I know they're doing it recently. I don't know if it's still going on.
I think it's like either the end of this week or next week. It's like the not. I don't know if it's the 31st of this month, but it's pretty much like
Yeah, it's going on still, I think. So you want to get cheap nuggets, now's the time to do it.
yeah. So every time I go by McDonald's, I went by last week actually. I know we had a long holiday. The Japanese Obon holidays here in like I said, Japan. Is it Obon?
Well, I mean,
Obon?
yeah.
Obon? Did I say it like the wrong prononciation or something?
The way that you pronounce it made it sound like bone or something.
Oh, the Obon holidays?
Yeah, like it's a holiday of a little bit a different kind of nature, but yeah.
So I think everyone, not everyone, depending on your company, but I feel like a lot of restaurants and places around me were all off for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
like
a lot of places are just closed for a few days, maybe not the whole week, but at least a few in the week or something like that.
Yeah. Did you do anything during your vacation? Well, I mean,
Um,
holiday.
What did I do? No. I wasn't off for like the whole week or anything like that. I only had a few days, and that includes the weekend. I really didn't have that many days off, but I think I spent most of it playing Apex and Splitgate, and then working on YouTube stuff. That's it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, to this week's episode is pretty much. I was just like, you know what? We've been playing games. Like, I know we've been kind of like talking about other stuff just because we haven't been playing a lot of different games. But this week we've actually been. I mean, we've played a lot of things that have come out, new things, and I feel like, yeah, you know what? Let's just talk about what we've been playing. For me, over my break, I played. I mean, I didn't do much either. I spent part of it partially recovering from my COVID shot, though I didn't have like my second one. I didn't have any side effects really. Like
Mhm.
I streamed normally, but I guess my body was actually kind of like tired, like a little bit exhausted, and I kind of slept throughout the day, but not like heavy sleeping or anything like that. And
Right.
it was about like 26 hours later, like it was late. After I streamed, my back was killing me. Like I've never felt it that exhausted before. Like just like I need to lay down. So I laid down and I went to sleep and like I just started getting like the chills, like
Oh,
friggin'
yeah, a little bit of a fever, yeah.
yeah, and I
Mm.
guess that was for like maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't really know, but it didn't last long because after that, that was it. I was fine. I was like, okay, well that's great.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I haven't got my vaccine yet. Actually, speaking of vaccine, I should be able to book mine like this
Oh,
week.
nice.
That doesn't guarantee that I'm gonna get it. Like obviously that doesn't mean I'm getting it this week. It just means I
Mhm.
can like, and that doesn't even guarantee that I can book it this week. It just means it's available to my age group this
Oh,
week.
to the age group. Wait, so you're saying they were still doing the whole age group thing? Even there's like an age group system, even when they released it for all ages.
Yeah, so at least where I live in my city, they broke it down by um it's weird. So they're like, so anyone who was over the age of 65 got their vaccine like months ago, right?
Right.
And then like if you were under 65, which is like really everyone else, they said they were opening it like back in July or whatever, right? I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I'm under 65. That's me. But the truth was that it was under 65 for the first group under 65, and then there's more breakdowns, below that, right?
Right.
So my age group gets to book this week, and so I'll attempt to book this week. I'll see when I can actually get my vaccine.
And
So.
actually work out well. I'll be saying that hit up a prayer for you and hopefully you can get it. I know you've been wanting to get out and get some food, some of that Korean chicken. I mean,
Yeah.
darn it, we've all wanted to get something. Or like go to different things. I know there was an Apex pop-up store that I think it might still be going on. It might just
Oh, right.
ended.
I think it was like only like a 2 weeks
Yeah,
or something like that.
it was just a week or something. So
Yeah.
I was gonna go because it's only like 30 minutes away from me, but then I was just like, you know what? I'm not fully vaccinated. I don't think anything's bad, but they were like, hey, if you get here, you have to get a ticket, and it was only from like 8:30 to 9:30. They were handing out tickets, or
Okay.
like I guess
Like
first
for the hour? Well, in the
for
morning? Holy,
in the
yeah.
morning,
Wow.
yeah. And I was like,
Ambient, yeah.
okay, goodness, I don't want to
Yeah.
be there with half the Japan's children just be like, I love Apex. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, because it's summertime now, right? They're
yeah,
on
it's
summer
summertime.
vacation. Yeah.
Yep. Uh,
You damn kids.
it's those kids, man. Want to
Yeah.
give a shout out to Wes, who is here as well
Oh, I
in the
thought you were gonna
chat.
want to give a shout out to Wes, who is a kid. It's funny. That's a weird. I thought that's where you were going. Oh man. Okay.
For Wes, who's a kid in here, but no.
Yeah.
This weekend, of course, he also joined me for the Phasmophobia stream. I did that again in VR. Once again, I didn't think I would end up on the floor, but I did
That's funny.
somehow.
Yep.
Tons of clips. I'm probably gonna make a YouTube montage of that. But anyways, thanks everyone for joining. If you're here live listening on YouTube, we do record every Monday night here in Japan at 9 p.m. So that's gonna be 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're in the U.S. And you just have to do the math for the other parts of the world, not types.
Other types of the world. Yeah.
The other types, yeah. If you're in the other type of world,
shit right here. Yeah.
exactly. And also be sure to leave a 5-star review if you're listening to us on iTunes or Google Podcast, Spotify, any of those places. Yeah, leave a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. We don't go any lower. Show some respect. Gotta be respectful.
I should make my own store or whatever, or like podcasting like aggregate service, and I'll just like
Just
really
boost
mess.
us?
Sorry, what?
I was gonna say you're gonna boost us.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. But I'll
Wow.
I'll like
The
mess with the
afterthought.
ratings. So like all the you can only rate a podcast like at most like 2.5 stars.
Goodness,
Yeah.
really? That's goodness.
Yeah. So at most 2.5 stars. It's like out of 2.5 stars. And then like people are like, oh, this podcast must be terrible. 2.5 stars. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
actually, like, the
Everything's
best.
just out of 2.5 stars, so you can
Yeah.
never go any higher. Just
Yeah,
it's an
yeah.
auto review bomb. That's
Yeah.
how we level. That's how we level the playing field. We invite all the other podcasts to it and be like, "Yo,
It's funny.
we got your interest in mind." And yeah, so that's I guess that's it for the intro. And then yeah, I was gonna say, click subscribe if you're on YouTube or you want to find it, Unknown Games Podcast. Go ahead and do that. So I guess we should go on ahead and start with what we've been playing. I'm gonna give you the courtesy, unless you want me to go first. You want to toss a coin?
Go for it, man. Okay.
Okay. I was like, you want to toss a coin? Go for it, man. So I've been playing a couple of different things this weekend. There was I don't know if you had looked into it, but there was a new battle royale that came out from like a Chinese developer. It's called Naraka Bladepoint.
Oh
And-
yeah, that was trending on Twitter for a little bit for some reason.
Yo, man, I had I got addicted to this game, man. It's essentially, I'm gonna throw it up on the screen really quickly, but it has really good presentation. I know they got Shroud to play it with a couple other players. It is a battle royale, but it plays almost like a Dynasty Warriors kind of deal, which is a little bit different. It's very much a melee-based combat system, and you do have guns, muskets, cannons. You have your tactical ability, your ultimate kind of thing. But as you can see on the screen, it's just like just dude with a spear just going ham on some people, and like a giant person who's activated their ultimate. But
so I've never seen gameplay of this before. And
Yeah.
like the HUD just looks very much like it kind of looks like Apex, but kind of not. Like it's really
Yeah, it's kind of weird in the sense that, with Apex and I got a taste of this when I played not Splitgate, but Spellbreak, I think was the game.
Okay.
Which is and this is a thing, like it makes you realize just how unique Apex is. And I guess in the same way Warzone, like you have those locations, right? When you fly over the map, this is where I want to drop. But when I was playing Spellbreak, and even this game, you don't drop into the game. You just teleport to that location with your team. And I was just like, where do I go? And the game looks beautiful, but you can kind of see like it's a grassy forest place. So you're like, is this the loot area? This the rich area? They do mark that on the map, but that was a little bit difficult for me because I'm like, oh, where's the Skull Town? Where's that signature place? But yeah, the thing that got me the most about this game is it is kind of, it's made from a Chinese developer. The character, the art direction, that's what got me.
It's really Chinese looking for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is. Ironically, with a like half Japanese cast too. It's fully voiced in English, with pretty good voicing. It's got good. The localization was done pretty well. But like I said, that I don't. I just like playing the game, even if it's just button mashing. Essentially, what you do is left click allows you to you do your basic attack. Right click is a charge attack, and both mouse buttons, like left and right, does a parry. That's the simple basis of the game. You do have parkour movement skills, so running up trees, almost like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Like that's exactly it. Running on the walls, you can see a zip line right there. So zipping around, you can zip to enemies and attack. It's just a lot of fun, and I know a lot of people have been complaining about they stick you with bots. I don't know how you feel about that if you're playing a game for the first time
Uh-huh.
and it's a multiplayer game, but they stick you with a bunch of bots.
I know PUBG does that on mobile. I don't know if the actual PUBG does that, but I mean, how do I feel? I mean, I'm okay with it because like typically when you start a game for the first time, maybe you want to like experiment with weapons and kind of get your feet on the ground. So as for the very, very first match, it's kind of like a tutorial if you look at it that way, right?
That's the way I think as well. But I guess it drops you in for around 4 or 5 matches till you kind of like climb out of it. And I know that that's fine with me, but I know it was getting review bombed on Steam within the first couple hours just because that fact right there.
Well, I mean, I can see maybe if all your matches have bots in it, if it, for example, autofills, like it can't find enough human players,
Right, right.
maybe I can be like, oh, like I can understand why people would be a little disappointed that they're playing against bots.
The bots.
But if it's just like your first 4 games, just play 5 games. Like,
Just play the 5 games. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
definitely not the best at this. And then the second issue was there is some lag on the servers. They didn't have the Oceania servers up. Like they just didn't exist at one point.
Oh, so just Asia only?
So it was Asia only, and then they
Okay.
finally added those. And I'll say I'm playing on Asia. There is a China, like China is its own server, but I was playing it, and it was like 5 millisecond, but it was still kind of laggy. And in a game where you need to have that parry mechanic, it was like, oh man, that kind of sucks a little bit. But I've just been enjoying running around. Like I said, the game's beautiful. The character, like the art direction, the customization you can do. It's got a full character creator in it for
Oh,
your
really?
face.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah.
And there's a bunch of different like armor sets and everything. I hope this game goes places. I hope it continues and succeeds because I'm still gonna be playing it. It's gonna be my chill game because matches are around, I guess, what, 15-20 minutes, same normal
That's
battle
like a
royale,
typical, yeah, battle royale rank.
typical battle royale.
Yeah.
But that's the first game I've been playing and really enjoying more than I thought it was. I've never really just bought a game based off of character art.
Wait, is it not free? Oh,
It
it's not
is
free.
not free.
Wow, holy shit.
It's not free.
Wow.
I guess I should mention that. That's really important. Most battle royales are free. You don't pay to enter them because they have a battle pass. They make money off the skins. This game is a $20 entry fee. You got to pay 20. There is a battle pass. They do have content, tons of content in there, but you have to make a choice whether you want to kind of pay 20, 30, 40. There's different editions of the game to
Yeah.
start. I mean,
Right. Well, I mean,
So-
to be fair, I mean, PUBG also isn't free to play. I mean, the mobile version is, but PUBG's not free to play either.
really?
Yeah, you have to buy PUBG, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
I think like I don't know. What's your opinion? Should battle royale games as a genre be free to play, or is it, does it not matter? Is it okay to charge for a battle royale game?
It's hard to say because they launch with so many different issues potentially that having it be something where you need to pay for me feels I was really hesitant. Like if I didn't have to pay, this would have been an automatic like yeah. And the crazy thing is, like I said, I fell in love with a lot of the art in this game. I want to buy the battle pass, and I actually want to buy like individual items. Like
Sure.
that's
Like you
how
just
cool
want
it
to
is.
buy cosmetics or something
But
like that, right?
but yeah, but
Yeah.
like if I had got this for free, maybe I would have just gone ahead and bought some of those instead. I think that's a trade off, but
Sure.
I don't think that's the way a lot of people look at it, right? You just get in, and it's just kind of hard because, like I said, you don't know if it's proven if the community's going to be there. It could. I had a fear like, what if this ends up being like Spellbreak? I mean,
What if it dies or
if it
whatever?
just
Yeah.
dies in a
I
couple
think
months.
yeah, I think if a game is like paid to play, then at that point, then I'm okay with matches autofilling with bots at the end of that game's life cycle, right? Because you kind of paid money for it.
Right, right.
Like what if it's like 4 years later, like, oh, I want to play this game, servers are dead. You know what I mean? You can never get a match
You
again.
can never get a match again.
Then in that case, like sure, okay, like fill it with bots. At least I can get a match out of it or something like that, right? But
Right, right.
is there a genre you think should be free to play by nature? Like you should never charge a game money for a game if it's in this genre?
Are there games? Are there genres like that? Like,
I mean, I'm asking you, should there be like,
should
for
there be?
example, yeah, like for example, like say MOBA, should all MOBAs be free to play? Especially if it's going to be esport material.
Dude, it's crazy
Or
because of the amount of production that goes into between
right.
each of them. I mean, like MOBAs seem like they're the ones that are the free, like 100% free to play. I don't think there are anything, but like MMOs, like, oh, dude, it's a hard thing. You know, I'm not really too sure. I would honestly, if I had my dream, all rhythm games would be free to play.
What about
And you
okay?
bought the songs. That was
Oh,
it.
so I mean, because if you play any like rhythm game on a mobile device, that's how they work. They're free to play.
True,
You get
true.
you get a couple free songs, but then I don't know if you're playing any on your phone actually, but that's how they work. You just buy you just kind of buy the songs if you like them. So should it be like that? Should arcade games be like that?
That's what I would like. That's what I like. But I know they have to pay for licenses, and I guess I don't know how stable DLC is sometimes for certain games in those genres. Like, would you like? Because you play a lot of RPGs. Would you like your RPGs to be free? Like Genshin's free. You
Genshin
know,
is free, yeah.
would you like more Genshin like full on stories, but then have kind of a gotcha system for the characters?
Yeah, we actually, we talked about this when Genshin launched,
Yeah.
and I was of the opinion that I don't mind how Genshin operates,
Mm-hmm.
but I would probably enjoy Genshin a lot more if it was like $60 and just a normal like RPG. I would
Yeah.
probably enjoy it more that way, but I don't think Genshin is bad per se for having the gacha system.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, it does allow Genshin to kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain, like operate in a different kind of space where the community can get hype around new characters coming out every patch or something like that, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So,
Yeah.
and then you have to like spend money to get these characters. Maybe you won't get them, but yeah.
There's so many. I mean, they've
Um,
been coming out with a good clip of them.
yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, it's like every major update, you'll get a new character with Genshin. But I mean, if you're asking like, should RPGs like the ones that I normally play, like Dragon Quest 11 or whatever, should those be free to play? And I'm gonna say again, like, no, because by having an upfront cost, um, I think it forces the developer to play, not play, sorry, to develop the game in a way that it's a set contained experience with a defined start and end, right?
Right. Right.
And they can control the character, like the player experience, and that's what I'm going for, honestly. Like that's the kind of experience that I want. Like I want to
Uh-huh.
I want to be entertained. I want to feel like I'm watching a movie, kind of playing a movie, right?
Right.
Genshin is definitely more of like an organic experience. You can never stop playing Genshin, essentially, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You can't. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah, if you look at it, mobile is where that kind of is more of a thing. Like you were saying, PUBG Mobile is free to play, whereas opposed to
on PC, you have to
on
pay money
PC,
for it.
you
Yeah.
have to pay for it. We have those in other situations. But yeah, it does force the developer to, hey, like if you pay for it, and I guess that, you know what, that's the thing. If you pay for a game, I feel like you feel like there should be a certain standard. Like you should be getting some sort of quality, some sort of not assurance, but you know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
gonna play somewhat decently online, you know what I mean? But when you hit free to play, you're just like, okay, well, I kind of forgive it. I wish it was better, but hey, what
So
can I say?
like you're way more forgiving of shitty free to play games because you're like, at least I didn't spend money on it.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like a demo, yeah, it's like a demo. It's like a demo. You tried it out. If you like it, you can keep on playing. If it's like Splitgate, I know Splitgate is free. I know it's in beta, but I
It will
believe
be
it's gonna.
free. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that game is honestly, and I know you've been playing some Splitgate. It's well done. It's
Yeah,
really well
I
done.
was yeah. If you want to talk about Splitgate now, I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was playing it over the weekend actually over my short bone break, but like as I was playing Splitgate, I was like, you know what? I know it's free to play, like, well, it's in beta and it will be free to play, but I like wouldn't mind spending money on Splitgate.
Right.
Like, it feels to me the game like is at the point where I'm like, okay, I don't mind spending like some
Does it
money
does
on
it not feel basically done to an extent?
Yeah, no, I would agree with you in some respects. Like, definitely gunplay feels well. Like the gunplay feels that's not a sentence that's proper. The gunplay feels really good, right?
Yeah, right.
There's not that many weapons, just like a total of I want to say 8 weapons, I think.
Yeah, around there.
But they all like handle in the way that I expect. Gunplay is pretty tight. The Portal gameplay is fine. Like honestly, it's fine. I didn't encounter any like just game breaking bugs or anything like that. So I think honestly, if they were like if this was an early access, and they were charging like $20 for it, I would probably buy it for at $20 in early
Yeah.
access. Yeah.
I mean, I think the weakest thing that was happening was the servers weren't.
Yeah, servers are
People
pretty
couldn't get in,
overloaded right now. Yeah.
but they fixed that quick, and I gotta say that's really comforting to know that this dev team is responsive to the community and responsive in such a way that. Because I was one of those people, I was like, oh man, well, I can't get a game. I'm just not gonna play it for until they fix this. And like literally a few days later, fixed, or they upped the capacity and reduced the wait times. And when I got in, I was just like, I was actually surprised that for a free to play beta, whatever, like just how polished it was. And like you said, the gunplay, the mechanics were really solid. They really thought about where, the map design. That's one of I mean, that's really, it's an arena shooter. So you really have to think about, your map design. And I think they did a good job on that too.
Yeah, um sorry, I haven't played like a hit scan based shooter in a while. It
Yeah,
was
yeah. It
pretty
was it
crazy.
felt so good. It
Yeah, it was
felt
pretty crazy.
so
Yeah,
good because with Apex we have to worry about
like bullet drop, bullet
recoil
curves, and that kind of
and
stuff.
all
I mean,
that stuff.
there's still recoil in Splitgate, but for me, it's way more manageable.
Dude, you just walk by the shotgun and you just say
Yeah, yeah,
bye,
yeah, and
bye.
like everything. I think the plasma rifle is not hit scan, but that's still the only exception I think, as far as I know. But everything is also hit scan, so that feels really good. You basically click on what you want to die. You know what I mean?
And you watch the health pretty much
Yeah,
kill. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. Like when you play Apex, you're like, oh, I'm using like the bullet drop. You have to calculate. You have to aim above their head.
exactly.
When
You
you're
got to
arcing your
wait for
bullets and that kind of stuff.
and depending on the gun too.
Yeah. And so Splitgate was fun. And yeah, my first game, I got like a 20 kill streak or something.
Right.
In my first game, I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. And then well, I played some really tough games already, like people who know how to use the portals really, really well, right? But
Yeah, that's the hardest thing is the kind of plus one mechanic of this game is you got the
yeah, the
portal.
portals, yeah. If you
Yeah,
don't use the portals, basically it's just like Halo or
it's
something
just
like that.
Halo. It's straight up just
Yeah,
Halo.
but like once you use the once you add the portals into the mix, like it gets pretty hectic. If you're playing with if you're playing in a lobby of like beginners and no one's using portals that much, like I don't know, it's kind of like Halo, and sometimes you can move really fast. But if you end up in a lobby where everyone's experienced, it's pretty
It's
chaotic.
chaos.
Like it's
It's
pretty,
pretty
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah. You
mad.
get
There's
sniped
bullets
and you're like
everywhere. Yeah, and
what?
you're like, well, where did this bull come from? And you didn't realize there was a portal that opened up behind you, and then you just like, um, got hit in the back of the head. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you've already had any crazy moments or anything already in a few matches. I had one that was pretty satisfying where I had a guy, like open up a portal, and then I would toss the EMP to close it.
Yeah.
Right, and then he tried the same thing immediately again, and he didn't know I was there because I was kind of like off in a corner.
Uh-huh.
And then he opened the portal again, and I chucked my second EMP grenade and closed it. And then he opened it again, and and
Or
you
you
can't
guys just kept
see. Yeah,
opening and closing grenades, or
you
the
can't
portal?
see through enemy portal. You can see through your own portals, right? But you
Right,
can't
right.
really see through enemy portals.
Hmm.
So the portal opened up again, and I just like shotgunned through the portal blindly. I didn't know he was there or not, but I'm like, okay, he's probably there. He's opening it repeatedly. I just blast through the portal. I killed him. It's like instant one shot. I'm like, man,
It's
that's hilarious. Yeah.
I mean, like, I think anyone who's looking for a kind of fun experience, just if you're into shooters, you definitely need to check this. You need to check Splitgate out. And I know I know myself, honestly, I was kind of like, I'm taking a break from Apex. I'm a little bit burnt out on the battle royale genre as I jump into a melee based one, which is, it's different enough that I'm enjoying it casually. But this game, it just brings back those memories, and you're just like, oh, you know what? I died. 5 seconds later, you're back. There's a bunch of game modes that's what I didn't expect, that they were going to have so many game modes in
Yeah,
Splitgate.
I think most of the game modes are for. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're the same as Halo's game modes. Team SWAT is Halo. I'm pretty.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't know
like
if
a
Halo. I don't know if
death
Halo.
match, team death match.
Yeah, I don't know if Halo originated Team SWAT, but Team SWAT is in this game as well, which is just team deathmatch with instant headshot kills.
Yeah,
And Shoddy
shotgun.
Snipers, I
Yeah,
think also is from
from
Halo,
Halo maybe.
and Oddball is from Halo. So I think these are just Halo game modes. But
Ironically, this I think I'm pretty. Didn't this come out like during the Halo Infinite beta too? Like
Splitgate,
somewhere around that time
I
frame.
believe Splitgate's actually much older than people realize it
Really?
is. I think it came out last year.
Oh snap! Oh,
Um,
but this is the beta. You're right. You're right. This is the beta.
2019, correct? Yeah, it's 2
Okay.
years old.
Okay.
So this game's been around for a while. I heard about it 2 years ago. Like it was on Reddit for a little bit. I heard about it last year on Reddit. And people were like, "Oh, it's fun. It's Halo with Pores." I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. I didn't bother to check it out, right?
Right. Right.
And then for some reason, like in the last month, 2 months, it exploded.
Yeah,
I
it
think
blew up. I
I
didn't know. I
I
didn't
think
know it was out, and it just
I think maybe it's because they added the console versions, perhaps.
right. I know it's on
Maybe,
PS5. I guess it's
yeah,
on
and Xbox as well. It's
an
also on
Xbox.
Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But I've heard about it. I mean, it's not. Yeah, 2 years old, right? And then it exploded in the last 2 months, and and then okay, fine, I'll play Splitgate, you know.
I'll play a little Splitgate. It's one of those
And then
games that
yeah,
it's nice to
it's really fun.
have installed. Just every once in a while if you want to hop in with your friends or something like that, or if it's your regular. But it's that nice side piece.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was right. So it came out for Linux, surprisingly. So Linux and Windows in 2019,
Wow. Okay. Linux and
and
Windows.
then it hit consoles July 27th, and that's the reason why it exploded because it hit consoles finally.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. That is nice. Uh, did you want to talk about anything about Guilty Gear Strive? I know you had gotten. I don't know how much you've played of it, but
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't played too much. Like, I bought Strive on sale because of Evo, right? Because a bunch of fighting games are on sale right now, right?
right, right.
So I bought Strive. I said I would, and then it went on sale. Okay, fine, I'll just buy Strive. I haven't. I only played like, to be honest, like 20 minutes of it just in training mode,
Hmm.
experimenting with some of the characters that I used to play.
Right, right.
I used to play like XX, or what is it, Double X? I think it's technically pronounced. Back in high school,
Yep.
and I played a little bit of Exard, but not too much. The first thing I did when I installed Strive was I went into training and I picked Soul because that was my main, right?
You picked the gorilla, the one, the chosen one. You know how many like friggin' souls I see in a tournament when I watch tournaments? Like there's so many souls because there's no reason not to play him. Continue.
Um, well, I don't know,
Continue.
like, yeah, I
Continue.
haven't paid attention to like a lot of Strive matches actually, but he was my main back when I was playing XX.
Right, right.
So obviously I would pick my old main, right? Because
Yeah,
he's the
I
most
mean
that
that
I'm.
makes sense. You go in with like, hey, being familiar with him.
Yeah, and immediately I was thrown off by a couple. I didn't even bother to look at the command list. So to me, the biggest things that I was like, hey, what the hell is happening? Throw, just like the general throw command is now forward and dust
Yeah,
instead of what it's slash heavy slash.
right,
So I was
right.
like, what the hell? Like, why am I not throwing? Can you not throw in this game anymore? And I had to open the command list. It's like, oh, it's
It's like
dust. I'm like, why the fuck? Why? But okay, sure. What else? Yeah. And one of his is like a really easy combo you could do with Soul back. I think up to Exard actually was, um, you could do like standing punch down to crouching dust, which was the sweep, and you could cancel on hit to a bandit revolver.
Hmm.
So that's like a 4-hit combo basically, right?
Right, right.
I think you can't do that anymore for some reason. So if you sweep, it doesn't let you hit cancel into a bandit revolver, and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Um, I noticed that his bandit bringer no longer has floor bounce, like an off the ground bounce,
Right, right.
which is something I'm very very used to. His command throw, what is I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one where he grabs you by your face and like slams you in the ground.
Yeah.
That also used to have floor bounce. It no longer does. Basically
Right.
nothing with floor bounce.
So
It's like,
and that's
yeah,
where like yeah they we were kind of talking about how older players have to relearn the game, and then newer players are also learning the game at a different like they're still like experience in a different rate of like, hey, you still know those moves, they don't chain together the way they used to, or they don't work the way they used to sometimes. So that's your learning task, whereas opposed to me it's like, how the heck do I get into it? But you mentioned something when I was talking earlier to you about how like, because for me, I never really, when I played Guilty Gear back in the day, I just, I was just messing around hitting buttons. I never looked at the command panel list, right?
yeah, yeah,
And so when I got into it, I was really relieved when I saw like, oh, there's only like 6 special moves. Oh,
yeah.
wow,
The
that's
command
nice.
list definitely got pruned down for
It felt like,
sure.
yeah, it felt like Street Fighter. I was like, oh, I
Yeah,
can wrap my
yeah.
mind around this.
If you open up, oh my god, I don't know if you've done this. I don't know. You played, you, yeah. If you go to XX or whatever, and you open the command list for, let's say, this character called uh, like Eddie maybe,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
or Zappa,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, what in the fuck is this? Like, what is this command list? Here, let me try to find one for you.
Dude, these
Um,
command, I mean, like, because it is something about like when there's a lot of commands, and for me, someone coming from 3D fighters, it's not that big of a deal for me, right? From a 3D
yeah,
fighter list, but when you put that many moves in a 2D fighter, there's something about like it just doesn't work for me. I'm like,
here,
why are there so many options?
I'm sending you this command list for Zap. I guess he was only they never put him in Xrd, and he's not in Strive, so I don't know if you know who this character is. Um, he's like possessed by a bunch of ghosts, but yeah, so that's his command list. Here.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah,
We're just gonna look at this command list and go like, yeah, yeah. I mean, and some people really like this about Guilty Gear, the fact that there's a lot of depth to it, right? Like I said, Street
yeah,
Fighter, you've got like 3, 4, 5 special moves, right? And then you have your 2 different supers, your 2 different EX moves, kind of, you can kind of choose those things, but overall, it ain't
yeah.
special list like this. What is this? What is
Yeah,
this?
so depending on what ghost he has summoned, he can do different moves. So like the one that say dog next to it, that's only if he has the dog summoned.
Okay.
And then you can do the dog attack, and then you can do a follow up that says dog extra attack, and then if you have the sword summoned out, you can do the sword attack and then the sword follow up if that connects. So
So
yeah,
it's not. So for me, looking at this, if I like analyzing it, it's not too bad because it's also like you just said, it's one of those things where if X is on screen, you may proceed to do Y,
right.
and
But then
then
you
potentially
as a
Z.
new player, you gotta be like, okay, dog is out, so it's
But
this
but
one. Yeah,
for
yeah.
me, and this is where kind of 3D fighters differ. You don't have to do all these crazy command motions to go to the next version, like to the
Oh,
next
oh yeah,
move
because
string in
with
it.
a 3D fighter, it's like it's was it like it
You
was like
just
punch
just
punch
press
kick
the
kick
next
and then
button.
punch punch kick pause kick or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
don't
Okay,
have to do another input command
right.
straight through it. It's like, okay, uh, so it goodness, yeah. If they had did this, I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't be playing. I'd be looking at the game and not playing it.
Yeah, so that's that's XX. That's the XX is old at this point, like 15, more than 15 at this point, but whatever. But yeah, so yeah, I picked up Strive and I'm like, I kind of need to relearn Guilty Gear. You know what I mean? Like I have to learn this game essentially.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's a bit like not having floor bounce to me was a shock. I was like, what the fuck? Why can't I bounce enemies anymore? But yeah,
yeah. Well, I hope you enjoy it. You bought it on PC, right?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So hopefully once they get the once they get the crossplay up, we can get some matches in. One thing you can do for the floor bounce that's not there, I don't know if it will do it for every move, but one of the Roman cancels, the red Roman cancel, that will, once you attack an enemy, like when you hit them, it will pop them up.
It freezes them, right?
Well, that one pops them into the air.
Okay.
And then slows down time. So they each do a little bit different, but that's the one if you want to kind of pop them back up.
Yeah, I'm noticing
throws
at
and things.
least that I'm gonna be needing to use a lot more Roman cancels.
Yeah, you have to use meter, and I guess that's a good thing.
Right? Yeah, I think that's like what they intended, because there was a problem with high level Guilty Gear XX play where nobody was using their meter except for cancels.
Right.
They were only using their meter for false Roman cancels and Roman cancels, and never using their supers or anything like that. I think so. They tried to fix that in BB, in Blaze Blue, where they made it more appealing to use your full meter. And I think they tried to reduce the reliance on cancels, and then I guess they just went full tilt for Strive.
They just went full tilt. Just flip the table on it.
Like, you have to use your meter. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
use
you've got to use it to to get out of risky situations, cancel your moves. Just a combination of everything, really.
You can burst as long as your burst meter is full, right?
Right.
Yeah, because in the older games, you could only burst twice per match.
That's right. I thought I remember it was just like only a certain limit, which
it's like twice per round maybe or something like that. Yeah. So once you were out of burst, you were fucked. Like if you got your burst baited, like if an enemy was really good, an opponent was really good at baiting out of burst, but like not like trying to force you to use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they did that twice and you ran out of burst and you were corner pressured, and you were kind of screwed because you couldn't burst out of a corner.
Yeah, I will say that burst does kind of recover in this game. At least if you're getting whomped, if you're able to take it to the third round, you will be able to get your burst back. So
I noticed, which is cool. This is really cool about Strive, is it has wall breaks, so you can break through, and it resets the player position, right?
Right. It goes back to neutral.
Yeah, which is cool because like in most other fighting games, actually, and most other 2D fighting games, if you're corner pressured, you're kind of like trapped in the corner.
Trapped. Yeah.
So that's really cool, Strive. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's nice that they do that, and at least the other options if you want to take that wall break, or if you want to just reset the combo and try to get some more damage in without breaking the wall and resetting back to neutral. So it's got good options, and I'm just glad you got it, and hopefully, like I said, cross play can get up and we can grab some matches. I'm always looking for some sparring because I'm not that good.
I want to like experiment like a little more of the characters. That's how I learned fighters. I basically just like dick around for a long time.
I learned by getting beat. Getting beat. There we go.
So I'll like I'll pick like, for example, like Milia, right?
Yeah.
And I'll just like do arcade mode like a ton of time with Milia, and I'll put together like, oh, this is how she moves or something like that, or I don't know, like I'll slowly learn how these characters work.
Right.
Obviously you could just look up like a combo list and learn it that way, but I don't know.
Yeah, something like
I don't know if that's more fun for you or not, but
it's nothing like experience. And I guess like closing out kind of like the fighting game talk, Evo, like we said, did just finish up. I know the Jacko trailer was unveiled there. And so she's coming out, I believe, on August, what is it, the 27th and 30th?
Yeah,
depending on if
soon,
your
right?
Fighters Pass.
If you have the Battle Pass, yeah.
Right. And the finals for Guilty Gear were pretty hype. Hotashi, a Nagoriyuki player, I've been following him ever since, or I've been following the scene ever since it came out. So seeing him and just like, oh snap, but a Nago player won against a Soul. So it was nice to see no Maze winning. No Maze. But I believe in Asia, I don't know if Asia had a chip win, but Europe definitely had a chip win. Leffen, from his Pokemon, not Pokemon, but Super Smash Bros.
I like Chip. He's a cool character.
He's got some crazy options in this game. So
he was like my secondary character in XX because he can triple jump, or could you? I don't know. Can he still triple jump or no?
I believe so.
Okay,
I believe so. I mean, if not, just run up the wall. You can carry people up the wall now. So yeah, that's the big news coming out of Evo. If you did you watch any Evo?
Nope, I didn't watch anything. I didn't watch Evo. I didn't watch the Olympics.
There was 2 weekends of Evo. Evo was 2 weekends, man.
I mean, I could have, but then I didn't. I was playing Splitgate, and Apex.
In
Oh,
Apex.
yeah.
It was yeah, but it was there were some great matches. I watched Guilty Gear for Europe and a little bit of Asia, and then as much of North America as I could because I was sleeping. And unfortunately, the finals happened when I was sleeping. But yeah, I think Evo overall was actually a pretty decent success. There were some occasions where things didn't go off well in terms of like the net play, just something happened between players. There was one moment I think it was, I forgot what finals it was, but someone rage quit online.
Oh, really? No way.
Yeah, I'm like that. That would never happen in actual. Well, you know what? I've seen people actually just pause. It's happened. It's happened.
Yeah,
It's
people
happened.
they get like walk up. They like walk up and leave.
Yeah, they it's like, okay,
It's really.
just
I
put
think
the
that's
controller down.
it's kind of poor sportsmanship, but
Yeah, it
I've
is.
seen it happen before.
And
Yeah.
it happens mainly when someone does a super or a finisher as a finishing move or something like that, and it's just
Yeah.
like, okay, it's obviously done. I'm going to put my controller down and walk over to you. And I'm like, man, just wait for a second. But yeah, seeing a rage quit, it's like, oh man, that's just poor distaste. Poor
Yeah,
distaste.
I didn't watch it. Like, was it like in the middle of a match? Like maybe could have won still, or
No,
they were...
no, it was the touch of death. It was the final touch of death.
Like
So,
there was like it was a super, or was it like a combo that they were definitely not gonna get out of?
it was I believe it was a super. It was for it was between Punk and I forgot the other person in Street Fighter 5.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, I believe it was a super. Colleen versus I forgot the other character's name with the whip. With the whip. We gosh.
Poison.
Poison, there we go. Yeah, it was Colleen
Yeah.
versus Poison. And Punk was up. Like literally, Punk was in the winners bracket, and he had beat the dude before, and then for some reason just couldn't beat him. And it got real close, and then just at the end just dropped it. So bracket reset and everything. It's crazy. Lots of skullgirls too. There we
Sure.
go. Anyways, that's that, I guess. And I guess wrapping it up before we go any longer. The only last two games that I've played were I've been playing Death's Door, which is I guess it's kind of like a little Zelda adventure game type thing. What is Zelda? What is the genre for Zelda?
Uh,
Like for for OG Zelda, like the 2D
like
ones.
the top down ones.
The top down ones, yeah.
I think you could just say like adventure game. That's fair.
Adventure game.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. This is actually probably I don't play too many of them, but it's an interesting game. It's pretty much like I said, kind of Zelda type game, where you play a crow who's a Grim Reaper, and yeah, you get skills. I gotta say the music's well done. The game places like the actual pacing of the game, the enemies, everything has been really good and really fair. It's got some cute moments, good dialogue. I believe it's $20, so it's not much if you want to get into it. I've played around 8 hours so far, and I believe the game is only 8 to 10 hours. It's not too long of a game. There's collectibles, and if you want to get those. But yeah, I encourage if anyone's looking for a good adventure game, definitely check out Death's Door. It's a fun little thing. I believe it's on. I don't know if it's on all consoles, but I got it on Steam, so that's all I can say. It's probably on Xbox as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's where I saw it. That's where I saw it. At the that indie showcase they had like last year.
Yeah, it's on PC and Xbox One. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So sorry, PlayStation gamers. I guess
who just got Hades and are like, yes, we have Hades now. I'm like, what on earth? Like what? Well, I mean, I guess Xbox also just got Hades too for Game Pass, and so it's just kind of like seeing Hades trending again. I'm like,
yeah. I know. You're like, I played this last year. But yeah.
I played this last year, cats.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, do it. We love Hades. So I was playing that, and then over the weekend, most recently ended up on this game. Oh gosh, you can technically SIMULACRA. I don't know how to actually say it, but something I thought was an FMV game that turned out to be a FMV choose your own adventure. I guess it was an FMV game.
Yeah, that's how they typically are.
That's how they typically are. Yeah. I've at this point I've played like 5 FMV games this year.
Yeah, you should do. I mean, like keep it going. Apparently, like I mean, if that's if it's been fun for you, yeah. I mean,
They've each been different. I gotta say, Erica has still been at the bottom. Nothing
you
is
mean at the bottom as in like best at the bottom, yeah?
Yeah, the best at the bottom. Nothing has come close to making me just go, why am I why am I
Yeah, man. I think who was in your chat at that time? It was it just me
just
and Ehe?
you, me, and Ehe.
It was
Just
I
you and
was
Ehe.
I I like this is like yeah, this was would have been a year ago, maybe over a year ago at this point. I can't remember something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
yeah.
But I remember like wanting to stop watching, but I
But you
couldn't.
couldn't.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like the thing about those, like that game specifically, is it was the plain movie type, right? Where it's a movie that's happening, and then every once in a while it'll stop, and you
and
choose
like make a choice
A
or
or B.
something. I think like I wanted to stop watching because I was like, okay, this is like I hate this game. But I couldn't stop watching because I was like, every time the movies would start playing again, it would just be ridiculous. I'm like, why? I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what
You're
is
like, how? Like,
next? Yeah,
why?
like what
Like,
is
what?
next? Yeah.
It's what is next. And this game, and I gotta say, that's the DNA. That is the DNA of an FMV game. Like, what is next? And any of these games that look like they're simple, this, like I said, you find someone's phone, you're trying to find out what happened to them. You're going through their social networking apps, their dating apps, their email, checking on their chats that they've had between friends and stuff like that. And it's really nicely done. You feel like you're on, someone's phone. And but it got freaky. I've never, like, Phasmo has had me scared, and over the weekend, like I said, played Phasmo VR, ended up on the floor. But at the end of the day, I was like, okay, this is a ghost or whatever. That's fine. But this game had some sound effects and it just out of nowhere that had me thinking something was in my room. And I had to ask chat. I'm like, chat, y'all heard that, right? You heard that. You heard that. And they'd be like, yeah, we heard that. Someone was like, dude, what was that? They just wrote, they freaked out too. I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. It was something else. It's got a little twist on it. So yeah, that what else, how or why is this happening? That's a common element, even in the best of them. And I gotta say, this, if you're looking for a good FMV kind of solve the mystery, her story kind of style game, Simulacra is a good one. I don't like the ending.
No.
It got weird. It got weird. It got
All
like
right.
it got Erica weird. Like at the end, it was like this was all good. Why did it go left? Like why did it just turn away like that? I don't know.
Maybe if you play more Erica, you'll get like a better ending. Like
Oh,
maybe the ending you got in Erica wasn't like the true ending, and you gotta like keep playing.
I don't know if I can do that. There are, was it like 5 or 6 endings in Erica? There's a lot of endings in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of endings in Erica, and I think for me, like that's how, like for example, like I finished Near recently, Near Replicant, right?
Okay.
So both Near games, Replicant and Automata. You if you want to like get the full story, if you want to basically beat the game properly, like get the ending,
Right.
you need to do more than one run. You need to do more than one playthrough. Because for example, if you beat Automata, you got ending A. That's like honestly, like without spoilers, that's only like half the game. That's less than half the game. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Wes is
maybe
saying it
Erica's the
was.
same. Maybe Erica's the same way. Maybe you got to do multiple runs of
I
Erica.
couldn't do Erica. Well, I mean, the good thing about Erica is a 1.5 hour game. Like it's set. It's pretty much a movie length. And Wes is saying like, yeah, it was a really wild effed up game, Simulacra, which took me 6 hours. And it's a full length little mini game. So it only has 4 endings. That's good, but I don't know if I could go through the. I guess I know where the jump scares are now, so it's not as bad.
Can
But
you like skip scenes? Like for example, in Erica, like if you could skip the movies, would you just do a really fast run? Because you can just do the choices.
that's a good question. I don't think I could do it for Eric.
Like
Erica was just.
you hate that game so much, you don't even want to make
I actually,
choices.
actually, I don't hate Erica. It's just it wasn't interesting. There's nothing that I remember about Erica other than like the girl's name is Erica.
I remember like the messed up like birthday present thing and like the people dying and then the cult at the end and
But where was the like?
yeah.
So for this game, it does at least give you points where okay, this is where it branches, and it actually you can check your status. It'll tell you like, hey, this is you failed this actually, which is nice. So you can kind of check it out. But for Erica, I don't know where we could have done something differently, like that completely changed the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I
That's
mean,
why I was surprised it had so many endings. I was
if you're
like,
curious,
no, no.
play more Erica, man.
I, I'll leave that to chat to decide another community event.
What if your community buys you Erica on Steam and you have to play it? It's so cheap. Holy shit!
I
You
have
should
it
just
on
buy it
PS
again.
Plus. Why would I want them to buy it for me? I would be like, who did this? Who made this horrible like joke?
Hey,
Like why?
by the way, if you look up Erica right now on Steam,
Yeah.
recent reviews and all reviews is mostly positive, which means most people like this game.
What?
Yeah, man.
Nah.
Yo, look it up right now. Go to Steam, Erica.
Really?
Recommended.
Really? Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
mostly positive.
mostly positive. Yeah.
What? How's this game mostly positive? I, what? What is the mostly positive point about it?
Um.
Story makes no sense. Well, this is,
Yeah, it's the recently posted.
controls
Yeah.
are difficult. Steam reviews are hard to kind of like judge things by. I don't ever really trust them. They
Yeah.
get all kind of strange. Oh, it's not on the screen yet, but anyways. Uh, but I'm
Some
think
people really like this game.
some
Apparently,
some people really
most
most
people
people
apparently. Yeah.
most people like Erica. We just didn't understand it at the
Yeah.
time.
It was too good for us and
It
kind of
was too good for
it went
us.
over our heads.
We just have to play all 20 different endings of this game. Looks like it is compared to Simulacra and also the Complex. Those are the games that I've played both of those. I can definitely see the Complex, but the Complex was funny. It was like it
It was
tried
it was kind of messed up. Yeah,
it
I get
it
it.
was messed up, but at
I
least it
remember. Yeah.
it tried to have like dumb comedy inserted. Erica is serious the entire time. Like you got
Yeah,
to
there's no comedic breaks in Erica,
there's
sadly. Yeah.
no breaks in good old Erica. So that's I believe that's all I've been playing. I know I did play the newest Chilla Arts game. Rest.
Oh yeah, Kainichi. I watched someone
Yeah.
stream it. Actually, not you. I watched someone else stream it.
Oh, great,
But
great. You need to
yeah,
not
yeah,
I not one I can say like, hey, you should definitely go play that one. It was okay. It's
yeah. I
okay.
think we were talking about this before, but like when it comes to the chill arts games, I prefer their walking simulators way more.
It's kind of funny because on the product description page it says this is not a walking simulator.
Yeah, because they're like chill arts. I think is mostly known for walking simulators. Um, so night delivery, convenience store, caregiver, those are all walking simulators. Like they have some puzzle, like one puzzle per
Mhm.
se, or something like that. So what is it? A night way home, or it's called in English? I don't know.
Yeah, the night way home.
That is like a third-person adventure game, and then they had another game that came out like early this year.
The train. Is it
No, not that one. Has like a takes place in a school. Like, hold on.
maybe all their school stuff is third person.
Hanako.
Okay, the Hanako.
Oh, that was
Okay.
end of last year, but that's also like a third person kind of adventure game.
Right, right.
Yeah.
This game you can play in first person if you want to. You can switch it to first person. I don't know how that works, like if that's better or not. Honestly, the some of the mechanics are kind of like you stay in the light so that whatever is chasing you doesn't find you. But sometimes the light, because you have a flashlight, like the light isn't actually a lit area. It's so
Yeah.
strange. Or the
I
light's
was
dim. I couldn't tell.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if I would play this game. It didn't look
It
that
glitched on me. It glitched
fun.
on me
Yeah,
like
I mean,
over
a lot
halfway
of
through.
their games kind of have. Apparently, like I'm if you go on Steam reviews, like the one that has the highest, I think, is like Stigmatized Property, maybe.
Huh. I
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. Like I have kind of like when they're a new game of theirs, I kind of want to play their games, like all of
Yeah,
them
they're so
in
cheap.
a weird
Like,
way.
so
They're
cheap.
so cheap. This thing was like $4,
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah,
on sale. I don't know why this game. It's like, this is new. We have it discounted by 10%. I'm like, it was only $5. Why'd you discount it? Like,
yeah,
what?
all their games are so cheap. So I mean, if you guys are curious about like Japanese horror games and you have like $4, go buy one. They only last on average like 2 to 3 hours, right?
Yep, two to
They're
three
super
hours.
short and they're like $4, $5, and I think yeah, they're really good for what you pay. Like in terms of value, I think they're really
Yeah,
good value, and they're good Japanese horror games. So yeah,
yeah. Some of them are better. You're definitely gonna get a range. Some better than the other, but this is one I would say maybe stay away
maybe you
until
can
it's
probably
patched. And
skip this one. Yeah.
yeah, this is
What's the
one
next
that
one you want to play? Because I Night Delivery was their second newest one, I think. You played that one, I think, right?
I played that one. Night Delivery was good. Night Delivery was good.
Yeah,
Those
and
jarts.
before Night Delivery was Caregiver, which I played.
Which I watched you play, so I'm like, nah, I'm good. I can pass on
Yeah,
it.
and then before
I haven't played
Care-
Conveni. I should play the convenience store.
yeah, no, I played that one.
Cause
Did
I,
you
cause,
watch me play that one or no?
no, I think I watched you play like maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something. I didn't watch the whole stream for that one. So
Yeah, you should play the convenience store. It's a really good one. It's not. I don't think convenience store is like. I don't think it's that scary. It's got like 2 to 3 like jumps,
mhm.
but they're totally manageable. I think. Like I've seen a lot of people play Night Delivery. Fucking jumps in that. They're they're not as bad as convenience. So my internet I think died for a second,
Oh,
but
okay, yeah. I was like, oh, and then Alex went, oh snap,
yeah, no.
the ghost
What was
got
I
him.
saying? Sorry, the jumps in Night Delivery. I think there's like a couple of jumps in Night Delivery. Those are worse. I think the convenience store. So if you play Night Delivery, you could probably
Oh,
play
okay,
convenience store.
yeah. Night
Yeah,
Delivery. There are definitely
there's like 2 to 3
2 to 3
actual
moments
actual
where
jumps.
I was just like, geez, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Convenience store has like 2, 3 scares as well, but they're not like
They're not
I don't
that.
I think the Night Delivery scares are worse than convenience store. So
Okay. I mean, after Simulacra, which I actually let out the first time in my life a full like scream. I hit my knee on the desk, everything. Like it was bad.
that's funny.
Uh
Yeah.
yeah. So anyways, that's probably gonna do it for us this week. You got anything you want to close out on, Alex?
Uh, no, I don't know. Follow me on Twitch.
Where can they follow you on Twitch at?
Oh, that's a good question. It's twitch.tv/route24. That's ROUTE 24.
When do you stream, sir?
Um, I stream Tuesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. JST. So around this time actually. So if you're watching this live and you just like check my channel in 24 hours, I'll probably be streaming unless I'm like dead or something like that, which is always a possibility, I guess.
We're approaching the day of reckoning.
It's true, yeah.
So
Fuck. Yeah, I'm playing Dragon Quest I think tomorrow, and then on Thursday probably more Dragon Quest unless I get super bored and I'm like, let's do another game. So I'm probably eventually gonna check out Cooking Simulator. So I guess
oh,
follow
nice.
the channel and you'll find out when I stream that. So
Sweet. And I guess you can follow myself at Ninjatrix, NINJATRIX on Twitch as well. Yeah, I will be playing. I think I'm going to finish up Death's Door on Wednesday, and then it's going to be Kingdom Hearts for pretty much the entire month. Kingdom
like the
Hearts
rest of the month, you
Chain
mean?
of Memories. Yep, I'm just going to go. I might take a couple breaks on the weekend to play something different, but for the most part, it's just going to be Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Cool.
That's it. And you can follow us on Twitter at UGP_cast. Same thing with the Instagram. And of course, like I said, leave a subscription. Well, don't subscribe. I mean, you can't subscribe. I don't think we have subscription on YouTube. You know,
Well, on YouTube, subscribe is like the follow on
follow
Twitch.
button.
So subscribe on YouTube and also subscribe to us on Twitch.
There you go. You can be the triple S threat.
Yeah,
Subscribe in 3 different places, and we'll mail you something in return.
I won't, but
There'll be a reward. You just have to, it's a bounty. You just have to claim it. Just let us know. We'll
you
verify.
should. Yeah, let's get tier 3 subs on Twitch. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. How much is tier 3?
Like $25 or something.
Jeez, wait, jeez Louise.
If
Yo, Twitch,
anyone,
lower this up. Why,
yeah, if
why is it
anyone subbed to
25
me on tier
bucks?
3, I'd be like, cool. I guess you really liked all those emotes, huh? I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Because I
tier
do have
3 is you
I
just
do
get
have
more
some emotes that
emotes.
are tier 3 only actually. So yeah, I don't know what you. I don't know if what do you have tier 3 only emotes? You must, right?
I have one tier 3 only emote.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
everything else I put as tier 1 because I'm like,
Yeah, I
I don't
try.
think anyone's doing tier 2 or tier 3
Yeah,
anytime soon, maybe.
I
Who
try to
knows?
make all my emotes. So I try to make all the cool emotes, the ones that people want to use. I try to make
Hmm.
all those tier 1.
Right, right.
Because if you want to use them, I want you to be able to use them. So just like the tier 1, just pay your $5 or your Twitch Prime sub, and then you can go ahead and use all the cool emotes. So I try to put all them in tier 1.
Yep, yep. See, we think of you, chat. Listeners,
Yeah.
and chat, we think of you.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's going to do it for us this week. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back for episode number 97 of the Unknown Games podcast. I thought I said unknown games. That was so strange. Anyways, the Unknown Games podcast next week. Same time, same place. Have a great day, everyone, or night whenever you're listening to this. Remember, you set the tone. Go play some games, have some fun, and we'll catch you next week. Stay real.
In school.
And in school. Don't do drugs.
Forever. Even like if you're like 45, just keep going back to school.
You'll keep getting summer vacation.
It's true.
Grown-ups don't get that.
Yeah. It's so sad, man. So good. So sad. Anyway, see you guys. We'll see you guys later.
See you guys later.